Back on NFL Live, we'll head to Chicago now, where Caleb Williams and the Bears are trying to improve on an excellent first season under head coach Ben Johnson. Johnson has high aspirations for this team. He was speaking recently to the Athletics' Dan Pompei, and he said, quote, "I want to have the highest scoring offense ever," which happens to be the 2013 Denver Broncos. I know how many points per game they scored, 37.9, and I want to surpass them. I want shutouts. I want blowouts. So, to talk about the Bears, we have Bears reporter Courtney Cronin joining us now. Courtney, you're around Johnson and that team a lot. What do you make of what he had to say there?
I've heard Caleb Williams say a variation of this, Graz. So like quarterback, like head coach, and players inside this organization have heard it a lot too. Devin Bush, linebacker who just signed with the Bears this offseason, was asked about his initial impressions of Ben Johnson. He said, yeah, he wants to score a lot of points. And we've seen the capabilities of that in training camp to this point, whether it's Caleb Williams connecting with Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, Rome Odunze. They've got the horsepower to do that. And frankly, the plan here that Johnson envisions might be the way that they have to win games, because we found out on Tuesday a major injury bombshell that Johnson delivered, that their star safety, their prize free agent acquisition, Kobe Bryant, will be out 4 to 6 months. So they're hoping to get him back towards the end of the season, but this is a secondary that's got a lot of moving pieces, so a defense that might be going through a major period of transition until they're able to fill some of those holes. So the onus goes on to an offense that averaged around 26 points per game last season to be able to carry that weight once again. Yeah,
Lewis, they may have to go ahead and break that record that Ben Johnson says he wants to break. Do you think they're capable of doing that?
Yeah, I do, because I think that they're built the right way. You have to give their front office a lot of credit. They took care of this offensive line. They took care of Darnell Wright just recently, who I am extremely proud of. I mean, second highest paid offensive lineman in terms of average, per year in the NFL right now. And they can run the football with anyone, because those big guys up front can knock people off the ball. So that means they can really open up their passing game, because they can control things from a complementary football standpoint and really put defenses on their heels. And that's how you were able to then strike with the big plays and rack up lots of points, because you're balanced, because you're built front to back, because you are a dual threat offense that can run it and throw it, and not just throw it deep, but throw it horizontally, attack all 3 levels of the field, because you have a very let's just say versatile skill position group that can attack you in different ways with different body types, different skill sets. They have all of that. And then on top of it, they have a guy who can call plays with the best of them, knows how to sequence plays, set up plays, make situational calls that give his team a really good chance to win. There's a lot to be excited about. And as Courtney just talked about, they're going to have to be good, because, look, the Kobe Bryant injury is big. They don't rush the passer that great anyway. They lived off of turnovers a year ago. So they know every possession is going to have to count. And I think that those guys, they will rise to the challenge and they will deliver.
Yeah, I definitely think they will. It's interesting with Caleb, because the first thing we thought about in the Ben Johnson offense was, can they kind of corral Caleb in and stop him from doing all those improvisational plays? I think they did that to a certain extent last year. Now, I think for me can Caleb start to master the offense? We've settled your feet down. We've kind of settled your rhythm down. Now can you play on time and not look to make those great plays, but just allow those great plays to happen? And that's easier said than done. I think anytime you go into something in year 2, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's year 2 of playing golf, football, being a CEO, you're going to be better than year 1. So I look for him to be better this year in the Ben Johnson offense. Can he master the offense? And it's amazing. Hey, Ben Johnson isn't quiet about giving bulletin board material to everybody. He's talking about blowouts and shutouts and setting the scoring record. Make no mistake about it. Ben Johnson is writing a lot of checks. And it's a lot of people on his team that's going to cash them checks this fall.
Boy, it's exactly what I was thinking when I read that comment. Because everybody's thinking, oh, maybe we could set records. We have a great offense. We'd like to win the Super Bowl. There aren't many coaches that just come out and say it and have no problem being completely transparent there in what they're thinking, what their goals are. He's not holding back. He recognizes that this is not just a sport. This is a big business. This is entertainment. And Ben Johnson does a great job of keeping us entertained. Yes, it's something to talk about. Yes, teams are thinking about that. Not many say it, and everybody is going to remember that this season. Whether or not they can get close to the record for most points in a season or all the defenses they're going against. Week 1, hey, they're going for the points. I guarantee that's going to be a topic all year long, even though it's not anything that inflammatory.
High aspirations and high confidence.
I can think of a team in Green Bay that can't wait to play these comments back. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly. Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur rivalry year 2 on deck. Can't wait to see that. Thanks to Courtney Cronin for joining us on NFL Live. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia